Hello, and welcome back to Rage Theory. Today we have a special episode of Heroes in the Shadows, because today we're not just talking about one, but two Marvel characters that are in desperate need of some silver screen love. But before we get into that, would you please drop a like, share, hit the sub button, and leave a comment down below on your thoughts of this episode and who you would like to see in the future. Now let that intro rock. Now today for episode 9, we will be focusing on twin siblings taking up their mantles as heroes, joining the ranks of our beloved mutants fighting the good fight, the X-Men. Debuting in the Uncanny X-Men issue number 120 back in April of 97, we meet Jean Paul and Jean Marie Bouvier, twin siblings with gifted powers and identified as mutants. Let's start off with Jean and her path to becoming Aurora. Now the twins were born in Montreal and were separated shortly after being born due to their parents dying. Her brother was adopted by the Martins, who were actually cousins of their mother, and since they couldn't afford to adopt two kids at once, Jean went off to be raised at Madame Dupont's School of Gifted Girls in Quebec. Due to being extremely nervous and shy, Jean struggled to adjust in the institute. She attempted to take her own life at the age of 13 by jumping off a building, but instead of falling to her death, she found out that she could fly, and she could fly at great speed. At this point of her life, she had no idea that she was a mutant, nor was she aware of mutants, so she believed that this was a divine miracle. And once she informed her institute, they accused her of blasphemous acts and disciplined her, causing her to concoct a personality disorder, one more sheltered and emerged. She ran away from school that night, returning 3 days later with absolutely no memory of the recent events that occurred. Now, before we get into the 5-year jump from this, let's take a look at Jons Story. After being adopted by the Martins, they were killed a few short years later, thrusting John into foster care, unaware that he had a twin. Now, Jon's story isn't as cut and dry as his sister's. His story is actually told throughout various team-based comics, since he was a part of quite a few. And we get a glimpse into his life by taking bits and pieces from those comics and putting them together. So I hope this doesn't sound too shaky to y'all and all over the place. There isn't any documentation on when John started getting his powers, but we can guess that it was at age 13, since his sister developed hers at that age, and it's a trend for mutants to come into their own powers at early stages of preteen pubescence. In the series Alpha Flight issue number 41, we see him get a call from his sister Aurora, telling him that she is in fact his sister. We also start seeing how he is somewhat uninterested in talking to females, and later we learn that he is Marvel's first openly gay character. Now let's get back to Jean Marie's side. Now there's been a 5-year jump. She is now a professor of history and geography at her institute. She's adjusted to her life as a member of the school and as a mutant. Now on a trip to Montreal, she is approached by two muggers. She moves at an incredible speed to take out the first one. The other one starts to run, but runs into a much bigger problem of James Howlett, aka Logan, aka Wolverine of the X-Men. After fighting off the muggers, Wolverine noticed her talents and took her to meet James Hudson, who was looking for talent for a team that he was putting together called the Alpha Flight. Hudson made her a recruit along with other talent on the team. One stood out though, and that was Jean Paul Bouvier, who's now taking up the mantle of Northstar, and Jean Marie taking up the mantle as Aurora. Now with the siblings reunited, and both taking up their mantles and joining a superhero team, that's where we're going to end this story. Now, of course, there's more to the story, but being the fashion of this series, we like to focus on the origin points, and we trust you, the fans, to go out and read the stories for yourself. Thank you all for making it to this part of the video. Please leave a like and comment down below. Help these stories reach more people. And until next time, I am Kensuchi, and I do reside in the shadows. See you next Monday.